Hey there, YouTubers!
Get down! Get down! It's like Area 51 out there. You okay, Kyle?
Just but a scratch.
This is the time for Hamlet. Are you okay?
Just but a scratch.
Was it me or the zombies?
Zombies.
Oh no. Oh, that's all it takes.
Must finish 5-page paper. Must make YouTube video. Must go on Instagram for memes. Click. Need sleep.
One scratch and they drain your ability to sleep forever. In a few weeks, you're just going to die, never to sleep again. I'm gonna miss you, Kyle. Kyle? You must have been sleep deprived.
Hi there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to another psychology video. Today we're asking and answering the questions: what is sleep? Why do we sleep? And what happens if we don't get enough? Now, periodically throughout this, you will see a snippet of me attempting to stay up for almost 3 days. So sit back and relax and join me on a crazy adventure into sleep. Yo, what's up, guys? So it's day one. I got up at 9 o'clock this morning after staying up till like almost 1. So I'm actually tired, which isn't good considering I have to stay up for 3 days. So I don't think it's gonna happen. I took a shower, ran to Walmart, now I'm back. Let's see how this goes. I probably won't check back in with you guys until late tonight. You know, like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. And one thing I want to point out is if I do a micro sleep, if you don't know what a micro sleep is, it's like when you just nod off and you don't really notice it. You know, it's like, oh, I just nodded off. Okay, that's whatever. That counts as a sleeping, actually, apparently. I don't remember if... You'll learn about Andrew Gardner later in the video, but I don't know if Andrew Gardner did microsleeps, or I don't know if they knew about microsleeps at the time, because that would definitely influence how long he slept. And so here's the whole idea of the experiment: no sleep, 0. Even a microsleep is too much. If it happens, yeah. Today's kind of a normal day. I'm completely awake. There's nothing wrong, not impaired. Tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow I will not be leaving the house. I will be fighting to stay awake. Today I will just be doing what I normally do. Nothing normal. Nothing out of the ordinary. I drove to Walmart already, and that's probably the only place I'm gonna drive. Yeah. That's the last time I'm gonna leave the house for a while. Oh boy. Defining sleep, as I've seen through my research, is more simple than I expected. Sleep is a period of time where activity is reduced. You're laying down with your eyes closed, you are less responsive to external stimuli, and this state is easily reversed. I always kind of glanced over that last one, but it turns out it's very important. It distinguishes sleep from hibernation and comas. There are many stages to sleep: REM and non-REM, or NREM. REM stands for rapid eye movement. During this stage, the brain is very active, in some cases even more active than when you're awake. This stage is often associated with dreams. And one interesting thing is, your muscles are effectively paralyzed. This usually prevents you from trying to act out your dreams. However, you can dream in non-REM sleep. This is where night terrors happen. Non-REM sleep can be broken down into 3 parts: N1, or light sleep, N2, and N3, or deep sleep. N2 is simply a transition to N3. N3 is where your body does a lot of its tissue rebuilding. N3 is the stage of sleep that is the hardest to be woken up from. If you're awake in this stage, you'll have mental fogginess for up to 30 or 60 minutes. So here's an update. It's 12:23. It's funny because I'm acting kind of energetic as soon as I turn the camera on, which I think is funny because I'm kind of tired, but like 24 hours is still a long ways away, because again, I got up at 9, 8:15, 9 o'clock. So 24 hours is a long ways away still. It's only 12:30. I'm gonna call Phil. He's over in Spain right now. I'm gonna call him around 1 o'clock-ish. It's about like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock there his time. Maybe just waking up. Which means I still have like 8 hours before. Wow, yeah, I still have like 8 hours before I wake up. I've been watching podcasts because that's about, well, there is H3 podcast, and they got a jar of Belle Delphine's spit. There was a video of her spitting in the jar, and I'm absolutely repulsed. Disgusting. The things you watch at midnight on the internet. I'm absolutely repulsed. Oh God, it's disgusting. I can't. My own mouth feels wrong. Oh, nasty, 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 nasty. Now I'm watching the Wang Show from Linus Tech Tips. That'll keep me busy for only an hour. Bummer. It'll be less than that because I'll cut through the ads. Anyways, I'll check back with you guys whenever. I am actually kind of scared. I've never deliberately stayed up for as long as possible. I've deliberately stayed up, for prom. But that's about it. But even then, though, it's not like for as long as possible. I tried to take a nap beforehand. I couldn't take a nap for this. I was recording the podcast today, podcast 14, and we had a couch. I laid down on the couch, and I was like, oh man, I even looked over at Kyle. I was like, Kyle, I just want to close my eyes and take a break before we start the podcast. I was like, I can't. I'm in the middle of this challenge. Well, the very beginning of it. I've been talking to Straight Rat, and he had problems sleeping, and he's been awake for like 3 days, and he says, you start hallucinating at 3 days. It sounds pretty spooky the way he described it, and honestly, I don't want there to be hallucinations. But I kind of want to see. This stuff. I don't. Hallucinating's not good it's not good. But I've never experienced it. I've played tricks on my mind before. I thought a tree was Bigfoot. Don't ask. Way different. I was watching Finding Bigfoot before I went outside to check cows, and then I was just thinking about what if Bigfoot was real, and I was all alone in the pasture. And one thing led to another, and I about peed my pants. Anyways. Okay. I'm gonna leave now. I can ramble to you guys later. Why, hello there. I'm in my fun fact chair. I have my fun fact book. That means it's time for a fun fact. Today's fun fact is that during daylight savings time, so when we lose that hour of sleep, heart attacks go up by 24% that day. And then when we regain that hour of sleep in the spring, heart attacks decrease by 21%. So it shows a relative correlation between getting enough sleep and your health. Isn't that just fascinating? Well, I did it. 24 hours, actually a little over 24 hours now that you're seeing this. I'm extremely tired. I've gotten extremely close to having micro sleeps. I would almost be afraid to say they were micro sleeps. Only problem is I have to keep going. At least until like 6 o'clock tonight or something. That way I don't completely throw my sleep schedule out of whack. I am so tired. If I laid my head down on my pillow, even for like a second, I would be out, unconscious. Don't try this. I'm exhausted. My legs are jelly. Just getting out of my seat alone is not fun. I'm gonna go upstairs, refill my water. Hopefully I won't pass out on the way up there. I'll check back in with you when I'm giving up and I'm gonna
Sleep.
So why do we need sleep? Well, unfortunately, we don't know. However, we have a few theories on why we sleep. The earliest theory is based on survival. The idea is that the more you remain still at night, the more likely you're able to avoid being eaten. However, there's a counter to this. Wouldn't it be better to be able to react to a predator or external stimuli rather than to do nothing? Another theory is to conserve resources. Someone who can perform at a higher rate and consume less resources is a better mate. This theory follows the previous one in some aspects. The next theory is based on restoration. Animals that were forced to not sleep lost all immune function after a few weeks of not sleeping and died. Also, your brain builds up a chemical called adenosine. This chemical is a byproduct of cellular function. When levels of this chemical are too high, this pushes the brain to sleep, so that the chemical can be disposed of. Caffeine actually prevents adenosine from telling your brain to sleep. The last theory is the most compelling and most recent, based on brain plasticity. The more sleep you get, the better able you are to learn. Infants spend most of their time sleeping, and 50% of that time sleeping is in REM sleep. This is why infants seem to learn quite fast compared to an adult.
So I called off the challenge. I made it 25 hours, right? No, I fell asleep at 11 o'clock. So 26? Yeah. 26 hours, I believe. I couldn't do it anymore. I was just too tired. And so I passed out until 2 p.m. Now I've woken up. I'm still kind of struggling to stay awake, but I do kind of have to stay awake a little bit longer so that I can go to bed at a reasonable time tonight and then get up at a reasonable time tomorrow morning. Yeah, so I will say though, there at the end, it was something else. I might have seen one hallucination, but nothing like what my friends were describing to me. But I honestly only stayed up for 26 hours, so but I wasn't prepared for this challenge, and doing this without caffeine probably wasn't the greatest idea. But I was determined. But dang, I'm just too tired. I'm struggling right now to stay awake, but okay, I got some food in the oven. Alright. Yeah, so I would recommend doing this. I learned very little for many hours of pain. Many. So, see ya.
Okay, now the reason you're all here. What happens if you don't get enough sleep? Well, researching this wasn't fun. Is there a new modern way of life? Not sleeping is normal. However, everyone wants to know what happens if you don't get enough sleep. The answer is everything could happen. I've linked a Business Insider article I read, and it lists 25 things that happen if you don't get enough sleep. Basically, if you don't sleep, bad things will happen. As we've heard from the theories before, if you go long enough without it, you die. That's why the Guinness Book of World Records only has one record. That's 11 days, set back in 1963 by Andrew Gardner. He did this to win a science fair of all things. Guinness doesn't want someone to die trying to do this record. To be honest though, it's a little hypocritical, considering one of their records requires you to, hear this, skydive from freaking space! But making a small crater is not the same as staying awake for a month. In the meantime, I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and share. New videos every other Friday. 2 p.m. Central Time, and good night. Subs for trees, subs for trees, subs for trees, subs for trees. Oh, you're still here? I thought I told you to go home. Oh, you want more? I'm flattered. Check out the playlist. If you want exclusive content, check out my Instagram, Dr_Sheep_YouTube. That's all lowercase. If you want to help the earth, subscribe. When I reach 100 subscribers, I'm going to plant 10 trees. If you feel that's too small, then check out my channel chart where I lay out even bigger goals. Finally, stick around for the next 20 seconds to give me that sweet watch time. Bye.